If we ask any person in the world about war, we are sure to get a response that the person does not like wars. No one wants wars, yet wars are going on around us all the time. So how does something that we all don't like take place? In fact, the history of mankind is a history of wars. There has been very little time in our history when there has been peace throughout the world. It might be thought that perhaps it is soldiers who start wars. This is far from true. Of all the people who hate wars, it is probable that soldiers hate it the most. They realize that in a war, they suffer the most. They are the ones who have to go on dangerous missions of killing or being killed. They are the ones who must suffer the discomfort of living under the stars and not eating and sleeping properly, and suffer untold misery and disease, often in a foreign land far away from their loved ones. History reveals that soldiers do not start wars. History also reveals that it is ambitious individuals or groups of individuals who start wars. If we take a look at the 2 world wars that took millions of lives, we see that it was the ambitions of some men who started both wars. World War II is a good example. The Nazis started the assertion of the superiority of the Aryan race, namely the Germans, to other races. This led to the extermination of 6 million members of the Semitic race. Then Germany went on to try to conquer Europe. The result, the destruction of millions of human lives. On deeper reasoning, we see that the hatred for Jews were not started by the Germans. The issue goes far back into Europe's history. For hundreds of years the Jews had been a hated and despised race. Hatred against Jews had been systematically promoted by members of the European races. What the Germans did was brought it a step further. Much the same things happens in other wars. Politicians and religious leaders, usually for their own selfish reasons, incite hatred against so-called traditional enemies, and gradually the hatred grows until it becomes a conflict and then war. Frankly, it is the immaturity of the human race that causes war. As the world gets together because of better and better communications, we are also getting more mature. Perhaps in a few decades we will become mature enough to think of all the world as kin and perhaps even love them all. Then there will be no more wars.